Book 3, Chapter 9, Sorrow. As I walk home, I ponder the importance of listening. I ponder the importance of sharing and listening to other stories. For each one of us has a story, or many stories to be shared for others to learn and enjoy. I have enjoyed Sir sharing his story and the lady at the post office sharing hers. In times of troubles, it is a great blessing if someone can just listen, because often the answers come when the challenge or heartache is shared. When I arrive home, Tiernan is sitting on the back porch stairs, sitting with his elbows on his knees and his hands holding up his head. He looks sad about something. "Little man, is something troubling you?" Tiernan shrugs his shoulders and doesn't utter a word. "Would you like me to guess what is troubling you?" He shakes his head. "Would toast fingers make you feel better?" He shakes his head a second time, indicating that toast fingers aren't the answer. I sit down beside him and Skye comes to say hello. "Can Skye Charles make it better for you?" He shakes his head again. "You are a man of few words," I say, and he shrugs his shoulders once again. "Did you get into trouble?" I ask, now with growing concern. Again, his head only shakes back and forth. Mom comes out to greet me. She asks that I come inside to speak with her. My heart sinks in my chest, because I can see by the look on her face that she is also very sad. "Mom, is everything okay?" I ask in a gentle voice. "Finnan, please sit down." I pull up a chair and I am anxious. My stomach feels like it is in knots. I can tell my mom has been crying. "Mom, what is it?" I ask as I place my hand on her arm. Mom looks at me and places her head on my shoulder. She starts to cry. Big tears wet my shirt, and I just know something is very, very wrong. "Finn," she says with some difficulty, and I wait for her to catch her breath. I notice the tissues on the table and I reach to give her one. "Here, Mom," I offer, and I hand her a tissue. I know I have to listen. I know this is bad news. I know to prepare myself. "Finn," she begins as she wipes the tears from her eyes. She whispers, "It's Sir, Finnan." "What happened to Sir?" I say, and I can feel a lump growing in my throat. "Edward passed away last night." "No, Mom. I just saw him and he was fine. He was happy and well. Mom, no." Big tears stream down my face. My heart is broken. Mom holds me, and there is a part of me that wants to run as fast as my legs can carry me, run until I can't run any more. But I just sit. I sit, and I let my mom hold me as we both cry on each other's shoulders. When I finally get my breath and the shock lifts, I ask what happened. Mom, in her softest voice, says, "Sir wasn't well, Finnan, and he kept it to himself as he didn't want anyone to be concerned about him or fuss over him." "Mom," and I can feel my eyes filled with fresh tears. "Mom, where's Dad?" "Your father has been called to put in order all of Sir's information and to make arrangements for the service that will be held in his honor. Son, your dad is his only family, and it is what he wants. Your dad wants to make sure Edward's wishes will be carried out." "Wishes?" I say. "How can anyone have wishes when they die?" I feel angry. I feel sad that my heart has been broken. I have never felt such pain. I want to lay down. I want to run. I want to scream. I want to cry. but all I do is sit in silence. All I do is think about Sir, his smile, the way he tipped his hat, all his goodness, and how our family was blessed to have found him, how he was our family. I place my head on the table and sob until I have no more tears. I look up at Mom. I now understand why Tiernan looks so sad. Mom, Tiernan is still outside. I know, Finn. I'm keeping my eye on him. He needs to be alone to sort out his own thoughts. Just then I hear the door open and in comes my little brother with the biggest tear I have ever seen streaming down anyone's face. Finnan, he says with a whisper, I don't want to be a ringmaster anymore. I want Sir to come back. It's my only wish. Wish. A word we think of when we are happy, like blowing out candles on a cake. But I guess there are many wishes to be made, and having Sir around us was a wish come true. Come sit here, Tiernan. I pull out his chair and I nestle it in close to me. Tiernan places his head on my chest and cries. Not a loud cry, a quiet cry. I hold him as my mom holds us both, and we sit holding each other. I hear my heart voice say, smile for him. Pardon? I say inside my head. Sir wants you to smile for him. But I can't smile, I respond silently. You can't. You can smile knowing he will always be part of you. His stories and his gift of sharing will always be yours. As we collect ourselves, my mom sings to us a lullaby. Soon after, Paige comes in from school, and when she sees the three of us, she knows something isn't right with the world. Mom? She looks at Mom with such concern. It's Sir, Paige. He passed away last night. Paige sits at the end of the table with no expression. Died? She asks, not understanding, like she's hearing the words but isn't believing them. Yes, sweetheart. He passed away peacefully in his sleep. We are sitting quietly when all at once Paige raises her voice. No, he couldn't have. He was just here for supper, for game night. He was fine, Mom. He was fine. She runs into her room and slams the door shut. Tiernan looks frightened. Nobody has ever slammed a door in our house. It is forbidden. It's okay, Tiernan. Paige is handling this her own way. We all handle the news of the passing of our beloved in different ways. Beloved. I hear the word that I liked so much when Sir was talking about his beloved, the woman that he fell in love with. Mom, I won't know who the woman was. What woman, Finn? The lady in the picture, his beloved, the lady he met in Italy. Finnan, we will learn more when your father returns. Mom serves us dinner, but no one is hungry. We are waiting for my dad's return so we can find out more details. Everyone is sad and with no conversation to be had. Nobody is feeling much of anything, just extreme loss for an extraordinary man. A little while later, my dad enters the house by the back porch door. He walks into the kitchen and my mom goes to his side to help him with his coat. Are you okay? She asks in a gentle voice. He nods and looks at the sight of the three of us. Tiernan has hardly noticed my dad coming in. He's at the table with his chair pulled up close to us. Like the rest of us, he is sitting in silence. This is a very sad day for us. my dad says with a painful heart. When I received the call, I was in shock, just as you were when you received the news. I can't understand it, as Edward was in such good spirits all the time. I just never thought of him leaving us so soon after he found us. Mom, Tiernan says, why do I feel like nothing matters? I don't want my circus, and I don't want Toast, and I don't want my boots. My mom reaches over and picks him up to place him on her lap. I know you are getting much too big to sit on my lap, but for today, it is a great place to be. He leans in and places his head on her chest. She starts to hum the same lullaby she sang before. Tiernan, you feel like nothing matters because your heart is hurting. We have lost a very special person in our lives, one who thought the world of you. I am sure your circus was better when Sir was watching the performance, but I know he will be watching many more performances from the best seat in the house. Tiernan looks at my mom. As a big tear rolls down his cheek, he says, Are the best seats in heaven? And he points upward. My mom says, Sir is not just in heaven. He is in your heart, Tiernan, and you will take him everywhere you go. He will walk with you and play with you and watch the great ringmaster train the animals. Do you think he sees us now? He asks my mother. Can you feel him in your heart? She whispers. I can. And he nods with a knowing and confidence. What do you think he would say if he could speak to you right now? Tiernan shrugs his shoulders. Ask your heart, Tiernan. Tiernan sits quietly. You can see he is focusing on listening. He says that we should have toast fingers and that Skye and Hemingway want some too. We all smile and my dad announces that toast will be served along with the meal my mom has prepared. My dad gets up and goes to the sink to wash his hands. I watch as he silently gives thanks, and I could see his tears shine in the light. Dad, I'll wash my hands too. He moves over. As I am watching the soap bubbles increase, I think about Sir and I give thanks for his friendship and all the great stories he shared with us. My heart starts to feel a little lighter, and as I rinse the soap away, I watch it go down the drain. It's like it is in slow motion, just enough time to make me think of nothing. For a moment, I feel the love that Sir has so generously given to me. Toast is made and silence is felt. As we sit around the table, we decide to place a setting for Sir. Tiernan shares his toast, putting 2 of his pieces on the empty plate. I gave him the ones with the most peanut butter, he says. Sir loves peanut butter. We all agree, each of us smiling. I silently speak to my heart. Sir gets his wish. We are smiling. As I lie in bed that evening with Skye Charles curled up under my arm and Hemingway at my shoulder, purring us to sleep, I keep thinking about Sir, how he loved the animals in Tiernan's circus, and how he spent so much of his time sharing stories with me. He even shared his treasure chest with me, and I keep wondering who his beloved was, and if she is still alive. Many car lights float by the ceiling. My heart just can't be bothered to count this night. My heart feels full of pain, but at the same time, I am grateful. Grateful to have met Sir, to find out he is part of our family. to have donated to the shelter and wildlife animals with his help. Mostly I'm grateful for our friendship, for he has given me extraordinary gifts. I realize not only did he share his stories, he allowed me to share mine. Sir always listened to what I said, always listened with love in his heart. I drift off to sleep as tears soak into my pillow. The next morning, everyone is already up and downstairs at the table when my eyes open. Am I late for school? What day is it? I am so confused. I have clearly overslept. I place my feet on the floor and I hear my great-grandfather's wisdom. Today is a perfect day for a perfect gift. There's that word again, I think to myself. So many gifts to share. Scout Charles is eager to get up and Hemingway is sitting at the window, waiting patiently for us to move. I go downstairs to see my dad with a book in front of him. It is a fancy book, like a journal. Everyone is having their breakfast, and it doesn't appear like anyone is talking. Good morning, I announce, confused that nobody had wakened me. Good morning, Finn. I am pleased you slept, my mom says. Is there school today? There is school, but you will be taking the day off. We are all having a quiet day today. But I want to see Charles, Mom. He has to know about Sir. Finnan, I spoke with Charles's mum last night, and she said she would tell him the news this morning. I also called Limerick's home to share the news with her family. Charles and Limerick will be coming over after school to see you, to visit with all of us. I nod my head and my heart hurts. I have lost such a good friend, and my heart hurts. A hurt I have never felt before. I pull a chair up to the table and my mom places a bowl in front of me. Mom, I'm not really hungry. I know, son, but do your best to eat something to keep up your strength. Keep up my strength? I think to myself. I have no strength. Dad, what are you looking at? Finnan, you wouldn't believe what Edward has left for us to read. He knew he didn't have a long time to spend with us, so he wrote all his thoughts in this journal. Tiernan is quiet. He has finished his cereal but isn't moving from his chair. He just keeps staring at his empty bowl. How are you this morning, little man? I ask, seeing the sadness filtering through his expression. He shrugs his shoulders, then looks up at me. Finnan, my heart feels like it is crushed. I understand, Tiernan, I say. Mine feels like that too, and so does Mom's and Dad's and Paige's. It will feel like that for a while. Paige is steadying her hands, looking at her nails, turning her hands over, studying her palms. She is so deep in thought, I don't think she even knows I am here, that anyone is here. I think we should all have some hot chocolate, my mum announces as she gets up from the table. With marshmallows? Tiernan asks. My mum looks at my dad and he nods to her. Yes, beautiful one, with marshmallows. Tiernan pulls out a toy car from his pants pocket. He holds it tightly. What do you have there? I ask, wanting his heart to stop hurting. This is a car that Sir gave me. Is it? That's a great gift, I say. Tiernan nods and adds, he told me that one day I would have my own car and maybe it would look like this one. One day, Tiernan, you will have your own car and you can take me places. Mum serves the hot chocolate. She has placed a large marshmallow in each one. It smells so delicious. My dad closes the journal and moves it away from the table. He sits quietly, watching the marshmallow melt as he stirs his cup. I like mine to float on top so I can save it for the end. Dad, do you know who Sir's beloved is? I ask with curiosity. No, son, I haven't discovered that yet, but I am sure we will know very soon. Dad, I've seen the treasure chest. Sir asked me to help him open it, to get you the gift he wanted you to have. Really, son? I didn't know about that, my dad says with growing interest. No, Dad, it was a surprise for you. I thought he was going to give you the peacock feathered pen that signed the declaration, but he decided on the diamond instead. Peacock pen? My dad says. Yes, it's in a beautiful box in the treasure chest. Son, did he speak about the village? Yes, Dad, he did. He said the pen was used to sign a declaration of peace, and that everyone received a parcel of land, and that all the villagers had an equal share. Finnan, I have heard of that story from my grandfather. He talked about that pen. It seems like there is a lot of mystery where Sir and my great-grandfather are concerned. Two men traveling the world, seeking adventures, and both in our family. It's true, Finnan. I feel like I live a simple and quiet life compared to those two. We both smile, feeling a little bit of peace enter our hearts, knowing we have been blessed with wisdom from our ancestors.